Hello everyone, this is Oseron, the artist formerly known as the Great Roberto. Alright, that's a name that I have been using on my posts on Facebook, Oseron. I kind of like that as my one-word name. You know, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. It's a blend, obviously, of Osiris and Orion, of course. It came to me one day. I was like, hey, I like that a lot. I've been using it, and I haven't stopped using it, so it's sticking. Matter of fact, I have a whole plan about the name thing. Yeah. In a nutshell, it goes like this. I mean, real quickly. I have my birth name, my real birth name, and my real name isn't Roberto Black. That's not my real name. That's a name that I just made up. But I do have my given birth name, and eventually my plan is that's going to sort of be my secret name. My real birth name is going to be my secret name, and the only people who are going to know that are friends from my past and family and stuff who knew me like that. So the point being is I'm going to change my name to probably like Robert Black. I'm not going to keep Roberto because unfortunately in a world that we live in could be a hindrance to looking for work and shit. If they really. So I'll probably just call it Robert Black. And do that, and then as time goes on, my real name, my real given name will just become sort of like a secret name, and the more I discover about things, about the working energies of the world and the constructs of thought and all that, there's so much I could get into right now. The sexuality nature of how important that energy really is and how powerful the energy is to work with it. And if you're a man, not ejaculating is so important. It's such an important practice to cultivate. I can't even emphasize that enough. It's almost like ejaculation is the failure of sexuality. That's when you fucking fail as a man. For lacking the control to be able to ride the sexual energies and not being able to maintain composure of mind enough to not ejaculate. That's how, and that's, I say that, as an analogy, but it really isn't an analogy. It is an exactitude, because it is the truth. For a man to be able to, stay strong and flow through the sexual experience and cultivate the energies and not squander his essence at the end of it, and to be able to satisfy his girl and shit like that. But, getting into, I've made videos about ejaculation control and frequency and shit like that before, and it leads me into a topic that I want to get into that I just discovered recently, because what I mentioned in one of my videos, or both, or whatever they are, but it talked about the 3 levels of sexual practice. And again, in a nutshell, real quick, number 1, masturbation. You have to take care of yourself. You have to know how you like to be touched and shit like that. You need to masturbate. Fortunately, obviously, it's a good thing because we all do it. So you might as well be good at it and learn how to do it right. So that's number 1. In the second level that I mentioned in the video was using something like a fleshlight device, which is a device, it's like in case you don't know what a fleshlight is, it's a pocket pussy, basically. It's a fake pussy that you fuck, and they have different textures inside, and you know what I mean. So that is a second level, because that allows you to do things that you can't do as effectively, when you're using your hand. The fleshlight allows you to approach the sexual practice arena with a different dynamic than taking care of yourself. And really, it really is more of a, obviously naturalistic expression, because you're actually fucking something, Whereas when you're taking care of yourself with your hand, you're sort of more in the feminine aspect at times, you're more receptive of the pleasure. You know what I mean? In a way, it's just a different thing. But with a device like a fleshlight, you can, shift the dynamic to a more proactive, masculine expression because you're actually fucking it. And you can do that better than, you know what I mean? So it's a training tool for that. And of course, lastly, but the ultimate is, to be with a woman. Obviously that's the final level of excellence because that's what it's all about, right? So you're with your girl and you're, giving it to her the way she likes it, the way you like to do it, you know what I mean? And so those are the three, it's masturbation, sexual device to change dynamic, and of course your lover, But now one of the things that with the fleshlight, I didn't really like the experience, so I really just don't use it a lot. I really, hardly ever use it. If I just want to, mix it up, I'll use it. But the thing was with the fleshlight, because the experience is so different, it's harder. Well, it's not harder, but it presented a new dynamic for ejaculation control because it's not the same as using your hand. It feels different. It is different. So practicing ejaculation control with the fleshlight presented a whole new perspective of the skills that you need to cultivate to be able to choose when and if you want to ejaculate. So for that it was fantastic. But then after you get comfortable or more comfortable with that dynamic, it's like, okay, good, now I know how it's different and I know how to adjust and not blow a load. It gets boring because there's only so much you can do with it. So, and plus it's not, it's a foreign device. It's, your options are limited. You can't. It just isn't as fun, especially once you really get good at controlling your ejaculations and riding that sexual wave without busting a nut. Once you are able to do that and get good at it, it opens up a realm of sexuality that most men probably have no idea even exists. Because right now, if your frame of mind when it comes to sexuality is fucking to bust a nut, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. Because once you learn, once you feel it, the idea of blowing a load is like almost abhorrent. It is, really it is. It's because it sucks. It does. You still have the urge to do it, but that's more of a mental impairment than anything else at that point when you learn how divine sexuality really is. That's about that. So now, but anyway, you're probably wondering, why am I talking about this again if I made a video about it before? Because I discovered something recently that blends the first two and makes them one. So it makes the sexual practice experience, cuts it down to two. Self-pleasure and, of course, being with your lover. And what I discovered was, and I can't believe this, how many of you out there have ever heard of coconut oil? Right? It's, if you are on certain pages on Facebook, you would have heard about it, especially natural foods and health and shit like that. Coconut oil comes up a lot because it's apparently this miracle creation of nature, coconut oil. So I was hearing about it and hearing about it and hearing about it all over the place, but I could never find it in any of the stores I went to. And the reason being is because I don't shop at Walmart, because Walmart sucks. So I don't go into Walmart, because they're fucking shitty fucking people. So I do my best not to buy anything from Walmart unless I absolutely have to. Right? So, I always heard that Walmart has coconut oil, and they do. But every other store I tried to find it, nobody had it. I was like, what the fuck? So finding this oil, because it has so many uses. It's for your hair, for your skin. You can do all kinds of shit with it. Oil pulling, everything, you name it, you can do it with it. It's all, so I wanted to get it and try it. And then I was reading, the idea came into my mind, and I forget how it came there, but it did, of using coconut oil as a sexual lubricant, right? and I did the research I did online was saying, yeah, it's great, you can, okay, good. But still, I still couldn't find it, so it was just like, okay, whatever. But then, understanding that that was something that could be done, of course, that made me want it more, right? So finally, one day, I was out and about, and I said, fuck it, I'm just going to go into this Walmart and see if they have it. And I go in there, and sure as shit they did, and the organic kind, is the kind they say you should get. So I got the organic, brought it home, tried a couple things with it, whatever, so you can eat it for energy, all kinds of shit you can do with this stuff. It's like, type it in Google and do a search on it. So then one day I had the idea, well, I'm going to try to fucking, take care of myself. Take care of myself. Shouldn't say that because that's going to imply that I ejaculate a lot, and I don't. So I don't like to, for the reasons I stated. But anyway, so I take the coconut oil and I use it to masturbate with, basically, not beat around the bush, right? So I do that, and I can't, oh my god, it feels so good. I didn't expect it, because normally for that I use baby oil, and I have ever since I was a teenager, I discovered, my mom used to get baby oil when she took a shower, and me being a teenager, you masturbate with anything that you can find, so I just happened to start using that, and it really is good. I mean, baby oil is great. It lasts a long time, it feels good. As a matter of fact, I used to, up here, if you check older videos, I used to have like a lotion, like a hand lotion thing. People used to always bust my balls in the comments every now and then, oh, you fucking leave the old lotion up there. People kind of think this is a masturbation house, or masturbation, or whatever, they bust my balls. The irony is that I'd never use that for that, because it's fucking hand lotion. It's Jergens hand lotion for dry hands. That's the only reason I use it. And it sucks for, that kind of thing sucks to masturbate with, because it doesn't last long. It sucks, really. It's awful. So, baby oil lasts a long time. I mean, you can go along. Once you learn how to control your ejaculation, you can get really, really, really deep into the intense sexual experience and go for hours, literally, without, because you just feel so good, you just don't want to leave. It's almost like a different dimensional realm in itself, because once you get there, it's like, oh my god, it's like you ride the wave, and it's like just absolutely just divine, the experience. And then you end it by not ejaculating, and then that energy stays with you for hours. I talk about this in those videos. So, but anyway, coconut oil, it feels so good. I mean, really, really good, and it lasts fucking forever. I mean, you apply it, and you can go and go and go and go, really, without reapplying for a long fucking time. I mean, it's even better than the baby oil, which I can't believe, because I never would have imagined in a million years that this would be better than, baby oil. I thought baby oil was the best, Maybe, Vaseline, but Vaseline is like a thick fucking mess, it is. That's, what people start out with when they're teenagers and they learn to fucking masturbate. They go for the Vaseline, because that's what you hear in the stories, and the Vaseline, this and that, But that's messy, and it's thick, and it's just, baby oil is lighter, but it lasts a long time. It does, and it feels good, and you can do a lot with it, and fucking, but it smells like baby oil, Coconut oil doesn't smell like anything, So then I had the idea the other day. It's like, hey, what if I were to use, because the fleshlight, let me just, interject this statement. The fleshlight, they say it's a special material. It's supposed to feel like a real pussy, And of course, it's soft. I mean, nothing feels like the real thing, but it is very soft. So, but they say you're supposed to use water-based lubricants with it. Meaning you can't use fucking baby oil with it, because it'll destroy it. Because baby oil is still a petroleum-based product, So it'll destroy it. And they say you're not supposed to use other lubes with it. They say the only thing you should use with it is water-based lubes. So you do that, and in my opinion, water-based lubes suck. They don't feel good. You gotta reapply them way too often. I mean, every couple minutes you gotta reapply it, so you're constantly stopping, squirting the fucking water-based lube inside, fucking it some more, It's like stupid. It's just not even fun. and you're limited by, it's like, so once you master the ejaculation control, manage the non-ejaculatory state with the fleshlight, it gets boring, you just don't want to use it anymore, so I almost never do. So I had the idea though, but what if I use the coconut oil with it, as, and then earlier today I was like, I was going at it, and I got the idea, hey, let's try that, let's try the fleshlight with it, see what happens, because I was thinking, who cares if I fuck it up now? I don't care, because I almost never use it anyway, and I really don't care to a lot. So I did. I fucking bust out the fleshlight, make sure it has enough lube, and you just fucking basically, I don't need to tell you how to fucking use it. You can figure it out if you can. Well, I'm sorry, but so you make sure it's lubed up, and then you go to it, and it's like I was like. Fucking, it was like night and day. I mean, the fleshlight felt so good with the oily, because the coconut oil is really slick. I mean, it's better than the baby oil. It's amazing. It's like, really, but it feels so good too. It's just outrageous. So now, with the fleshlight combined with the coconut oil, it's like, oh my god, it feels so fucking amazing. It does. And the beauty is, you can, if you get bored doing what you can do with the fleshlight, then you can just go back to fucking taking it using your hand. So that's why it's both, because okay, you stop for a while and go back into the mode of where you're just using your hand to move through the sexual state, and then you fucking pick up the fleshlight again. It stays lubed, it doesn't evaporate, because it's oil. And you fucking take care of it. You might have to reapply a little, but not much. And then you go, and it feels just exquisite. It really does. It feels fucking awesome with it. So now I'll just have to test it and see if the coconut oil destroys the fleshlight. And it shouldn't though, because it's a natural product. And coconut oil is like naturally antibacterial, so it shouldn't fucking get. It shouldn't do it. It shouldn't get like rancid in there. Because obviously because of oil, cleaning it is going to be more of a challenge, because you're not supposed to use soap and water on it either. So, but then again, so yes, I've got to fucking sort of see what happens with it. But it feels exquisite. It's amazing. So, in combining the two, it's great. And then, all of this is like practice for when you're with your women, and then you can love them better, and so masturbation is obviously important, but you want to be skilled. The whole point of it is you want to be as skilled as you can be in what you do, Now, if you don't give a shit fucking about that, that's fine, but I do, so, you want to be as skilled as you can be. You want to fucking be a lot of things. Besides, the energy of sexuality is so fucking rich and so powerful. It is a secret fucking, there is a secret in humanity, in being, existence, and sexuality, and the energy of it is so fucking important. It is beyond anything. And that's why the churches repress it. Because the churches aren't about spirituality and about awakening. They're about repression and control and dominance. It's really sick, So, I mean, to explore sexuality deeply, is so important. And it shouldn't even be a fucking taboo. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. I mean, the fact that I would even have any qualms whatsoever about talking about how I fucking sex myself or fucking whatever is, why would that be an issue? Why? Think about it, it's insane. Why? Because it's such a fucking phone. Ruined my video. Someone's calling me from fucking Michigan, so it's probably the wrong number. I don't know anyone in Michigan. Damn it. But anyways, so that's that. And there's so much more I want to get into too, but this video is getting long. One is about fear, using fear as a tool, cannabis. I'm high right now of cannabis, but the importance of cannabis, in your martial arts. If you're a martial artist, oh my god, dude, cannabis is so important. But you got to be disciplined with it too. You can't use it every day. I talk about, but once a week seems to be a really, really good frequency, but it's so powerful. I mean, to use it right, because it's feminine, but okay, I'm going to cut this short because this video is getting long. This is basically about the sexual aspect of shit and the tools and the fleshlight and using the coconut oil. I mean, it's really, I mean, believe me, go try it. Go get some coconut oil and then take care of yourself with it. But you can also use that, you know, with your lover too as a massage oil. You know, there's so much you can do with it, which is great. I mean, if you're with your lover and you fucking, and you have a good fucking trust with her, she can watch you masturbate and then she can suck your dick, you know, all that shit. So, I mean, so it's not like, you know what I mean? So it's not like you're using some fucking weird oil and then she fucking starts to suck on you and she's gonna be grossed out by the taste, you know? Because it doesn't have taste. It faint coconut tastes a little bit, but hardly noticeable, you know, so that's that. Oh, by the way, last thing, look at my Star Wars shirt that I got. See, isn't that cool?